the old school. Everyone's talking about the old school regime, and how we need to bring it back, and the kids need to be doing all these jobs, and they need to be around the first team because academies are separated from first team. And I hear all these debates, but I think it has a bit of a damaging effect. And I'll tell you, there's a story in the book, but I think it's so. When I was a youth team and player at Ipswich, and I was doing really well, and I'd have to train with the first team, I dreaded it, and because it was a hard school.
They'd kick the lumps out of you,
and the way they talk to you, you fucking cunt, and da 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 da. And there was one, I weren't allowed to name him because of legal reasons in the book, but there was a senior player at Ipswich at the time, and he was one of the main players, and I was only 16, 17, and I came in training and I ripped him up in training, absolutely destroyed.
I bet how fast you were. It would have been a fucking
was that?
It would have been about 96.
Cool. Look up the team.
Yeah. You can do, yeah.
Yeah.
And
just work it out for yourselves. Senior.
Yeah. And I ripped him up, and all the other senior players were laughing at him. So after training, I've gone in to help the youth team lads, because if we finished our jobs earlier, we could go home. Otherwise, we could be at the ground until 4 or 5 o'clock. So I'm helping the change room, helping clean up the change room. This player's come in and he's just wearing a slip. He's completely naked. He's wearing a slip. He comes in the middle of the thing and he's like, and he starts straining, and you think, what the hell's he straining for? All of a sudden, piss is dribbling down his legs as he's pissing in his slip, and he's taking a shit in his slip. He takes off the slip and throws it by my feet. It splatters on the floor. He says, clean that up, you shit. You little shit. So I'm thinking, bloody hell. And this is all because I did my job, really. Yeah. So after this incident, and I mentioned the book, we go to Malaysia for the Under-20 World Cup. And we were well behaved on that trip, and then we lose to Argentina in the quarterfinals, and Argentina had Riquelme. Everyone knows about Riquelme for Argentina. Aymar and Cambiasso playing in their team. And we were, after the game we lost, we went to the hotel bar, let loose, and I mean let loose, and it got to the stage about midnight, 1 o'clock, all pissed, and someone thought it would be a good idea if we all got a plastic bag and took it in turns to shit in this bag.
Who you can't say who you thought was a good idea?
No. Someone thought.
No matter how drunk I've ever been, I've never thought get the bag.
But this is just the mindset and the mentality of.
This was what football was like back then.
This is in the under-20 England, representing your country.
The golden generation.
So the golden generation is when we were in the full England team, but this is under-20. So basically, this bag gets passed round by round, and people are dumping in it. I didn't dump in the bag, but it wasn't because
you were holding it.
Yeah, it wasn't because I wouldn't have. It's because I didn't need a dump at the time.
Right. It's 1 a.m. in the morning.
So I'm not taking any brownie pints for it. So
don't call them brownie pints.
Yeah. So basically this bag's passed around, and then one of the players goes and hangs it on our manager's door.
Who was the manager?
Ted Powell.
Right.
He was an FA coach who was our manager, and this bag was hung on his door. We don't know what happened to the bag. I don't know if someone an hour later thought it was a bad idea, removed the bag, or hotel found it, or the manager, because there was never an inquest. And I say in the book, like, that sums up everything that's wrong with English. We thought it was funny and banter, but that is everything what was wrong. The disrespect.
Was that 96 or something you said?
Yeah. So my first season in the Ipswich team was 96, 97. So it's the 96, 97 season.
Classic season.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was even the national team though. Euro 96, they go and doing that stuff.
So you think? See, I say in the book. Could you imagine Riquelme or Aymar doing something like that?
No.
And then I'm saying, does that go from what we were kind of? That was a player shitting in front of me, throwing the couch as banter, and in that environment, is that in our mindset that this is this is the way we're going? When you got. So it was like a vicious circle, and when I've showed people the story and you read it, and I go into details, you're thinking, no wonder England have struggled the way they have.
Bag of shit.
That's what the chapter's called, the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started reading it, I wasn't expecting that was going to be what it was about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because it is that's not normal. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not. But we thought it was funny. We didn't think we didn't think it was disrespectful. We just thought, this is great banter. We can all have a laugh at it. But
a shit in a bag.
But to put it on the manager of your country's door and